Hello, my name is Kenton Steele, and I am a member of the PRSA at Utah Valley University. I was lucky enough to be one of the handful of people selected to attend the PRSA 2020 International Conference at Nashville, Tennessee. Unfortunately, just like most things in 2020, we didn't get to go to Nashville. We got to attend the conference online instead. Now, I'm really grateful for the experience that I had there. I learned a lot. I'd highly recommend that anybody that's thinking about doing this, do it. It's a great learning experience, and really nothing in the classroom is going to substitute for it. Now, my learning experience with the conference really began with the very first speaker. His name was John Meacham, and he's a presidential historian. He's written a lot of books on American history, including a couple of biographies on some of our past presidents. Um, One of which I actually just ordered, American Lion. It's about the life of Andrew Jackson. I'm really looking forward to reading that when that gets here. John actually won the Pulitzer Prize after writing that one, so should be very good. Now, during his presentation, he had one moment that really stuck out to me. He said, "In order to know someone's heart, you need to know what breaks it." Now, I think that that is a very, very large part of communication. In order to effectively communicate with someone, you need to tailor your message to fit something that they're going to care about. And unless you understand what they care about, you're not really going to be able to effectively communicate with them. So I think that that's something that I really looked for throughout the rest of the conference. Now, obviously, as part of a 4-day conference, you get the opportunity to attend several classes and keynote speeches covering various topics within the PR industry. For example, some of the ones that I attended covered search engine optimization. Another one was data analytics, storytelling, or one of my personal favorites was how to manage stress and burnout in your daily life. And I think that that's something that often gets glossed over inside of a school setting. And it's really key that you gain that skill before you enter the workforce so that you don't end up burning yourself out. And I think that that's one of the more valuable lessons that I learned at the conference. Now, in terms of things that have changed in my own life as a result of attending the conference, I think that burnout and stress management class is a great example. As part of that class, he recommended turning on Do Not Disturb mode on your phone just to eliminate those notifications and get that extra space between yourself and your work. And I think that's something that's really important. I've taken that into my own life, as well as I've eliminated my work email from my phone. That's just not something I check anymore until I'm at work. It'll be there for me the next day. Another area I've really looked to improve in my life as a result of the conference is just understanding other cultures. This really goes back to my initial point with John about understanding the audience that you're speaking to. As a communicator, I'm going to be going out, I'm not going to be talking to just people inside of Utah where I've lived my entire life. I understand that culture. I don't understand cultures outside of Utah, the various perspectives that are out there, and I've really tried to expose myself to some different ideas and different cultures, understanding what they're going through, what they care about, and how I can effectively communicate with them to help their cause rather than just my own. The final thing I want to highlight in terms of attending the conference is just the networking opportunities that were made available to me. Obviously, being virtual, it was a little different than it would have been if we were in person, but I was still able to gain several new LinkedIn followers. I spoke with a recruiter from Quinnipiac University, which is somewhere I'm thinking about applying to grad school. I also visited some booths from PepsiCo and Amazon, and these are just opportunities you wouldn't get otherwise. I really want to commend the PRSA for making those available to us virtually, because when I found out we weren't going to be physically attending the conference, I was a little worried we were going to miss out on that, but they did a great job with that. Just in closing here, really want to thank the UVU PRSSA and anybody in the communications department that made it possible for me to attend the conference. Like I said, I learned a ton through this conference and in preparation for this conference. And there's not really a class that replicates that experience outside of this. So if you are a communications student that's currently thinking about applying to go on this trip or attend the conference, I would highly recommend just doing it. I've always been the kid that sits in the back of the class and never gets involved in anything like this. I went out on a limb with this, and I'm really grateful that I did because I did learn a lot. So if that's you, just apply. I promise you won't regret it.